to invite up our San Francisco International High School's tech partner, Rackspace. If you guys would come on up and join me. Yeah. So this is Whitney and JJ from Rackspace, and they made the video here that you can see our students talking about the dilemmas that they face. For many of our students, they come to the United States and they move to San Francisco and have less access to technology than they had in their home countries. For some of our students, they come here and never have an opportunity in their homes or outside of schools to use a computer. We tend to think that for students, they're teenagers, they're tech savvy, right? They've got smartphones attached to their hands and social media coming out of their ears. But for many of the students in our city, having access to the stuff is a difficulty. The savvy they've got. But in many cases, it's our responsibility as a school community to figure out how to get the technology resources in their hands. So Circle the Schools and this partnership with Rackspace has been a huge deal for our school community, for whom our students are having an opportunity to connect with the people who are having the tech jobs, working in the worlds that our students as part of this city will go on to do. So it's been really exciting for us to work with them, for our students to be able to make this film, and for us to be raising money together in partnership to get our students some of the stuff that they need.
Just want to say that it's been an honor working with Julie and the whole SF International High School team. It's a pretty compelling story working with a school that doesn't have adequate computer services and equipment in one of the most technologically centric cities in the world. So we're really excited for this partnership. Rackspace has seeded this crowdfunding campaign with $10,000, and so we're hoping. And we need everyone's help spreading the word and reaching our goals so that we have technologically literate and savvy youth so they belong in their own city and can participate in their technological city. So, thank you.
So this campaign has been a wonderful opportunity for folks in our community to come together. And I'd like to introduce today an ongoing supporter of the schools in our city and somebody who has dedicated a lot to supporting our students, Mayor Ed Lee.
Thank you, Principal Kessler. And welcome everybody to the Tech Shop. All right. Well, you know I've got an imprint here when you look at the side wall. Let me say this. It's great to be here, but the road that we have taken in order to get here today has been quite inspiring, quite interesting for the city of San Francisco. When I became mayor, and it was a little bit by accident, there was a group of technology leaders that informed me about their vision for the city. And I said to them, through my good friend Alex Turk, who was kind of creating an association of companies in the city to work with us, that they had a vision as well, that they really wanted to adopt this city in a way in which more than just economic success. They actually wanted to spread the spirit of innovation to the rest of the city. And as we got talking, the formation of SF City, the Citizens for Initiative for Technology and Innovation, was formed and born out of a sense that there was something in my background that said community, community, community in San Francisco was really the way companies should work. Well, fast forward from that meeting, another very inspiring meeting took place between myself and my education advisor, Hydra Mendoza, that said, what do you really want to accomplish in the city, Mr. Mayor, as you occupy this office and as we try to create the relationships? I said, well, I've got these innovation companies that are going to do pretty good in the city. They're already discovering all these wonderful ideas using technology, but that they're asking me to make a link with community. And I said to Hydra that my dream is that the world-class standards and the world-class opportunities that these companies are creating with their innovation can actually find the talent that they want if they also invest in home growing it as much as possible. And that became, I think, the second conversation that I had leading to this day, which was that I wish that our school district become that talent pool for our innovative companies. And so that began kind of a realignment, a reestablishment of a relationship that my predecessor had already started with some solidly good investments in the school district, but more to be done. And so as the cementing of my relationship with Superintendent Carranza and his entire school board became more evident that this could happen, we started forming that partnership, and lo and behold, the school district and the technology companies started forming a program called Circle Our Schools. And you gotta know what that really means. And I know today that we have a number of principals that have begun to realize what circling the schools and the city partnership and the business partnership and the school district's partnership with the school board and the superintendent all has to come about in a very trusting way, a way in which the discussion about investment in our schools is inspiring to the entire school district. A discussion about how the community is linked through the principal's identification of what those campus needs really are and what they suffer from their understanding of where they can be in a modern world-class school system. And a discussion with technology business leaders to say that local investment can provide you in a few years world-class talent that you always seek in the city of San Francisco. This invitation to create these relationships has been my mantra, has been something that's driven me and inspired me to get up every day to say, what's happening in education? How can we make that link? Well, we got a great school board now, and we got a wonderful superintendent. We have an understanding in the tech world, innovation world through SF City that this can happen. And the forging of this comes into example after example. And today is about CrowdTilt and SparkLearning and the programs merging together these interests to create the local talent, connect that up with a vision of world-class education with world-class talent. I am so blessed to be the mayor of a city where these aspects of our community can actually reach out to each other and form these relationships because it's revolutionary to have principals of schools now that are going to have their own crowdsourcing websites to be able to then articulate for the entire region what their needs are and what is happening on their school campuses, and to be able to say that through the innovation companies that are here today is incredibly powerful. So powerful that I know that I'm going to be able to express this to 450 other mayors when they come here at the end of June. And they're going to be asking, how did you do this? How can we get our schools to really have this relationship? How can we replicate this in our mayorships and cities across the country? Because this relationship is going to revolution, it's going to really have a dramatic impact in not only the support, but that interesting link that I get to talk about more and more. How does innovation touch all of our kids in our school systems? How does it excite them to connect up with world-class companies who started with maybe one or two ideas, and now they want to make sure that they can impact the entire world. What happens right here happens in places like the Tech Shop. It happens in companies like CrowdTilt and the wonderful relationship that they're creating with these principals through our school system and through our SF City environment of companies that want to do good, locally as well as regionally as well as internationally. So I'm very proud to do this, and the city is not just the mayor's office. I have an entire board of supervisors, beginning with individuals like Supervisor Katie Tang, who has actually recognized this and put her own district's money into a challenge grant for these schools to make sure that they understand how powerful this message can be. When I've often said that our school district will never be isolated from the city again, this is one of those perfect examples of how that isolation is completely torn apart, revolutionized, because this relationship is going to be ongoing. It's going to impact all 120 campuses, leading with these first principals whose list of needs have already been presented through SF City, and now the matching comes up, and now the commitment and the talent of our companies are beginning to be created. So I just wanted to say to you that today these announcements are part of a larger relationship building about what is happening in our schools, what is happening in our communities, what is happening in our technology and business world. And my job is to make sure these relationships are created, understood in a larger context. And so I want to say congratulations to Tilt, to SF City, to our school district, to our principals, that you found another great platform, if you will, to espouse to the rest of the nation and the world that we're doing it right here in the city, county of San Francisco together. And I want to say congratulations, especially to Khaled Hussein, the co-founder of Tilt, whom I'm about to introduce, that is a wonderful example of how our companies are reaching directly to our school systems to make sure that the kids are the great beneficiaries of this. Earlier, I know people said, on the sites that, hey, we need more equipment, we need things to work. Those are great equalizers. But our school system is not just an equalizer of things. Actually, they're going to go beyond equality. They're going to go about redefining success in our city. For our kids, they're going to be the great leaders that I know. They're going to take these tools and run with it with great definition of success. So with that, please let me introduce to you Khaled Hussein, the co-founder of Tilt.
It's going to be really hard to follow Mayor Edley. But there's a great quote that I really admire. It says, "The peak of human existence is the experiences we have with the people we love." Think about that. I want to take a moment to say that this is right here, right now, is a very special experience and a very special moment for me. Being surrounded by you guys, being surrounded by this wonderful panel is just a very special moment for me. I grew up in Egypt. I grew up in very modest circumstances. My parents could not afford buying me a computer. Neither did the schools that I went to. First time I ever saw a computer was when I was 18 years old. First time I ever saw a computer, I was senior at high school. And finished Computers 101, if you will, and I was hooked. There was something profound that happened in this class. And that thing was, I realized there's a tremendous impact that technology can have in our lives. There's a tremendous impact that technology can have in our lives. This realization alone has changed my life entirely. I mean, quite literally. I moved from Alexandria, Egypt, across the ocean, all the way to come to the United States to pursue my dream. And that was to use technology to better our lives. I came here to San Francisco and I built Tilt. Tilt is a platform that helps us pool money together to make something happen. It's a platform that allows us not only to get the social support, but the social capital that is needed to make a positive impact on the world. And what a positive impact we're making right here, right now. I mean, listen, connecting students with technology, giving them the right opportunities, is the reason I was able to pursue my dreams. It is the reason I humbly stand here in front of you and say, It's not only Tilt, but me personally in full support of this initiative and this campaign. And I ask each and every one of you, especially tech companies, to support our schools. I think you and I will be amazed with what will come out of the students of this city if they have the right tools and right opportunities. And we have an opportunity, have a chance to make that happen for them. So let's do it. With this being said, I want to introduce Superintendent Richard Perez. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Khalid. Thank you so much. I'm really inspired by your words. And as he's leaving, you know, if San Francisco really is the Mesopotamia of technology and innovation, I want to thank the reigning pharaoh of our great city, Mayor Lee, who is a real champion for what is happening in our city here in San Francisco. Before I share some other remarks, I also want to recognize some very important people that are critically important to keeping us in the direction that we're heading, because they provide for us the guidance in terms of policy. And I want to recognize our members of the Board of Education who are here with us this morning. I'd like to recognize Commissioner Jill Wins, who's up front. Thank you for being here, Commissioner. I know that Vice President Matt Haney is also here. I think he stepped out to take a call, but Matt Haney is here. We can give him a round of applause in absentia. And also, she plays many roles, but Commissioner Hydra Mendoza McDonald is also here as well. Thank you, Commissioner. And in a moment, you're going to hear from President Emily Marassi as well. So I want to thank the Board of Education, because let me tell you why this is so important, what we're doing here today. I think it would be a mistake if we think that what is happening here is just about technology, because it is about technology, but it's much more than that. I would think that it's a mistake if we think that this is just about partnerships, because it is about partnerships, but it's much more than just that. What this is really about today is redefining how communities, how school communities are able to come together, absolutely be clear about what they want to do, and then engage the broader community, the world, in their dream. So let me tell you why that's important. The video that you saw from SF International, and I don't know about you, but I've seen this several times now. I get teary-eyed every single time I see that video. And how appropriate is it that one of the co-founders of Tilt is actually an international person, wasn't born in the United States. And every one of those students that said thank you at the end of the video in their native language, the one thing that draws them all together, there's two things. Number one, they're all learning English. But number two, they're all connected through technology in San Francisco. So the fact that what they've identified as being important is a computer lab is critically important for them to be able to compete in a global economy. Because the students in San Francisco will not be competing with students just from San Francisco for the jobs of the future. They're competing with students in Egypt. They're competing with students in the Philippines. They're competing with students in China. So if we don't have the ability to give them the best opportunities to be competitive in a global economy, then what we are doing is denying them equity. We're denying them social justice in their future. And how powerful is it that when SF International identifies this is what they want to do, and I don't know about Principal Kessler, but I would probably venture to say that she didn't go to school to be a filmmaker. She probably didn't go to school to be any kind of a technology implementer. She went to school to be an educator. But when we bring our partners from Rackspace together with our educators and have a collective dream and build a video and build the back end that Tilt is allowing us to build, how powerful is that to transform what our school communities are able to do? So what this is about is really partnership. And the last thing I think is important to announce and be very clear about is that we have an equity challenge in San Francisco, much like the rest of the country. And when you see that play out at the school sites, I'll give you the example. These are true examples, but I'm not gonna say the names because I want to protect the innocent. But if you take school A and you take school B, both elementary schools right here in San Francisco, and they both fundraise. School A really wants to fundraise because they have a gardening project and they need new equipment and they need some technology, but they also want to have balanced literacy. They want to have libraries appropriate in every one of their classrooms for their balanced literacy program. Just so happens School B has the same desire. So they engage upon the fundraising campaign. And School A has a parent community that has a couple of engineers that's part of their PTA. They have some professionals. They know how to fundraise. There's a marketing person that's on that PTA. School B has hardworking individuals in the service industry. Hardworking individuals, not very many people that work in a professional capacity. School A is able to raise 6 figures towards the dream of that school. Over $100,000 over the course of the year to fund what they've identified as a dream. School B is really proud because they got to raise $10,000. How is that equity? How is that just? What this will allow us to do is it will allow anyone in San Francisco and beyond to log on, see the story, and say, I want to contribute to that school. Hit the button, put in their information, and that funding goes directly to fund the dream that that school has identified. That is democracy in action. That's powerful. And I don't know about you, but that's a long way towards making sure everyone has the ability to have their dream identified, recognized, partnered with our wonderful partners in the tech community here in San Francisco, and make those dreams become a reality. So it's not just about partnerships, it's not just about technology. This is really about, in the truest sense of the word, social justice. So thank you for being here to launch this in the Mesopotamia of technology, and you all are honorary pharaohs of technology. So with that, I have the incredible honor of introducing to you the president of our Board of Education, who is a visionary on many fronts herself, Dr. Emily Marassi.
Thank you, Richard. Before I begin, I want to acknowledge my colleagues who are here, Vice President Haney, Commissioner Jill Wins, and Commissioner Mendoza-McDonald in the back. And really, there's some unsung heroes in the room. Laura Moran, Chief of Staff, couldn't be here today. She, together with Hydra, have really laid the groundwork for this work to happen, and they're informally known as the dynamic duo of bringing all these resources to the school district. I also want to thank Alex Turk and Kimberly Wyckoff of SF City and the San Francisco Ed Fund, because they've been such strong partners in this initiative. So many of you participated in our year-long strategic planning last year, Vision 2025, where we sat down and developed a graduate profile over the course of a number of day-long meetings. And really today we are putting some meat onto that framework through SparkLearning technology. Technology and innovation are key accelerators to the vision of the 21st century skills, and this program is a core part of it. 14 pilot schools plus ADDIC, I'll explain that later, are leading the way. Pioneers in this new frontier of how we bring the community in to support this vision of 21st century learning. So I'm going to do a roll call of those 14 schools and their partners, and we're going to practice a silent cheer to keep the program moving. So rather than please hold your applause, we're going to do a silent cheer. So this is in alphabetical order. AP Giannini Middle School, please stand with partners Supervisor Katie Tang and Inkling. Where's Inkling? Okay, number 2, Buena Vista Horace Mann. Where's our friends from Buena Vista Horace Mann and Splunk? Great. Next is Diane Feinstein Elementary School. Where's Diane Feinstein? They're supported by Supervisor Katie Tang. Francis Scott Key Elementary School. Do we have folks from Francis Scott Key? Supported by Supervisor Katie Tang. Herbert Hoover Middle School is in the house. All right. And they're looking for a dedicated Circle of School partner, so we hope that you will step up to that. Next is International Studies Academy High School. Let's hear it for International Studies Academy High School, and Yahoo for Good is their partner. Number 7, Gene Parker Elementary School partnered with Medium. Where's our friends from Gene Parker and Medium? Next is June Jordan School for Equity High School partnered with AdRoll. Thank you very much. Junipero Serra Elementary School is in the house with Zoom, together with Zoom. Where's Junipero Serra? Very good. Number 10 is Lafayette Elementary School, Lafayette, and they are looking for a partner, so we'd love to have someone step up. in San Francisco International High School and Rackspace. Let's give them a cheer. Number 12, Robert Louis Stevenson Elementary School, supported by Supervisor Katie Tang. Number 13, Sunset Elementary Schools. I know Sunset's in the house, yes. Principal Sophie Lee, Principal of the Year, honored by the Mayor. Number 14, Ulloa Elementary School is in the house, supported by Supervisor Katie Tang. Very good, Principal Carol Fong. And number 15 is a bonus, is the SFUSD Assistive Technology Innovation Center to bring technology to our students with special needs. So we hope that, yes, let's give a cheer to ADIC, Assistive Technology Innovation Center. So now we can applaud all the folks who have joined us in the room. And we celebrate the pilot, these early adopters, and I know together we can collectively transform our schools. I want to acknowledge we have representatives from the PTA here. We have Miranda Martin from the Parent Advisory Council. We have support from the Board of Supervisors, the Mayor, the tech sector. So thank you for joining us in SparkLearning Technology Initiative.
Thank you, President Marassi. I couldn't help myself, but these aren't spirit fingers. These are spirit fingers. Some of you might recognize a reference to a movie. You can tell I have a teenager at home. So again, this is an exciting time for us as a school district, and I want to thank you all for being here. I would be remiss if I didn't again thank and give a big shout out to our sponsors, our hosts today, Tech Shop. How about a round of applause for Tech Shop? Thank you so much. And what you're seeing in terms of the mock-up on the screen is that's how simple it will be. If you are logging in on any one of the sites, you will see the story, you'll see what they're trying to raise, how much they're trying to raise, and then there's that all-important donate button. Click on the button and donate. Donate often, donate freely, because this is how our communities will communicate with the broader community. In my last remarks, I just want to again thank you all for being here, but a special thank you to the person in our Fund Development Office who has really made this her project, and working very closely with our friends here at Tilt, and she's really made it happen, not only the partnership, but also the back end. So when that donate button is selected, that the money goes directly to schools, that schools don't have to worry about paperwork and getting it transferred. It goes right to our schools, and that's Kristen Howell. Thank you, Kristen. You can tell our principals are giving an extended applause, right? So thank you. And also an incredible fund development team. Laura Moran has already been recognized. She's our Chief Fund Development Officer. And I want to thank Laura, but her incredible team, Jonathan Garcia, who's been awesome, and then Judson Steele kind of flying in and helping out as well. So I want to thank you as well for making this event possible. So thank you all. Okay, so with that, let's go out, let's tell our stories, and to the broader community, let's donate often, donate freely, and let's really make the dreams of our schools come true in this very easy way. It's very easy, just hit donate. Thank you all for being here.